event goal during our last run. Let's keep up the good energy for some more Spyro, which will be starting right soon. So stay put, everyone.
Hello everyone, I hope you're not sick of Spyro yet, because we are going to be playing a little bit more Spyro. I'm MadzBrutal, I just go by Mads as well, and I am joined here with who you just spent the last couple hours with, the excellent Spyro speedrunner, RoadkillRevenge.
Hello, it is I!
And we're going to be playing some more of the Reignited trilogy, but this time we're going to do the second one, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, or Gateway to Glimmer if you are in EU. So I'm going to quit out of the game and get a new save slot here. What do you say? Should we just hop right into it?
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're running 40 Orb. This is basically an any percent category that bans major glitches. So we're going to be having to go through most of the game and playing a lot of the challenges instead of skipping right to the end. But we'll explain all the tech and all the cool movement, some of which Rhodey already did last run as we go. But I'm going to be starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thanks. All right. Get hydrated and let's roll. All right, so you got a lot of practice explaining some of the mechanics just last run. Do you want to go through and explain the basics again of like perfect hovers and what we're collecting and things?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because in Spyro 2, the action starts right off the beginning, and there's some really cool tricks. So in Spyro 2, you're going to be collecting gems and also orbs, which we're getting 40 of. And on each level, each enemy you kill also drops a soul, which is going to be used to unlock power-ups for certain parts of the run. As you can see, Mads is very tightly routed this, because we actually have to kill the right number of enemies to unlock the power-ups that are needed to be able to get through certain parts of the run. And right here she's going to be doing a perfect hover, which is essentially a hover at the very, very top of your possible height, and it allows you to, if you do it just right, to get to places you're not supposed to get yet. So Mads just used that to get up a section where normally you would have to pay money bags to learn how to climb a ladder to be able to get up that and come back to this level later on. But you can actually get up there just by using a perfect hover.
Such a silly power-up that we have to buy. Forget how to climb ladders.
Yeah.
But yeah, so usually there's a bridge right here that we need to pay money to make us get over. We're going to use it to just fly right over, and it saves us paying him 100 gems. So we're going to be trying to avoid paying money bags as much as possible throughout the run. That's going to be a... Okay, whoop, got a fodder. Have to remember that. Don't usually get that one.
Got it.
Yeah. Fodder counting.
Yeah, we'll explain the fodder in a minute.
more counting.
Yes. So essentially the reason that we use the power-ups is to skip over getting past money bags, which means we have less gems that are needed to be collected. But also, they're useful for getting orbs, which we need 40 of to unlock the final boss at the end. So there is our first orb.
Second. But still,
second orb.
It's
an orb.
Yep, and there's one more collectible, which is talismans, which we're getting right here. At the end of the first 14 levels, we get talismans. We need to get these to essentially get to the first couple bosses. So we have to get to the end of the first few levels. Otherwise, it's possible we could skip some, but we can't.
Yeah, so that was the first level already in the bag.
Yeah, it's a little different than the other games in that we start in a level and then we go to a home world. So now we're going to the kind of hub world, Summer Forest here. And we're going to try to skip talking to Alora here. Perfect. Yeah, if you're gliding, NPCs won't talk to you, so we're going to be gliding over a few conversations as we go along here.
Now Idle Springs, and yeah, I just want to remind you that you did get 1 fodder.
Yes.
Mads is going to be aiming to get a certain number of fodder before one of the bosses later on, so we just need to keep track of that. And the fodder, to clarify, are the little like harmless enemies that you can kill for health.
Right, there's one.
So yeah, there's one.
And we're not getting them for like health. We'll talk about it later, but we want between 7 and 9 of them for the first boss. There's gonna be another one right here. There's 3, and I'm killing enemies again to get. There's power up at the end of the level we're gonna use.
Yeah, so it's interesting how each of the Spyro games, even just within Reignited, like they have very different things that you're collecting and doing. Because in Spyro 3, they drop just gems, and so there's some enemies that you want to kill for the gems, but otherwise, but in this game you have to, you really need to route in specific enemies.
Yeah, and also something about 2, as you can notice, there's a lot of levels where there's like these little gates as I fly over a conversation. So I'm killing these enemies so that the workers go and open that gate for me. So really, like, the level consists of getting to those dudes as fast as possible, collecting gems and other things in the interim, and then being right there when the door opens. And there's a handful of levels that work like that, or at least are supposed to work like that. We're gonna do some like glitches and tricks to get around some of that.
Yeah, escort levels are fun. But it is nice because it allows you to route in some of those gems and enemies in a convenient place.
There we go, that's what we needed the power up for, the supercharge, to free the hula girls, to kill this eggplant thing.
Lore! Lore!
Mm-hmm. Such rich lore, that's the thing about Spyro. Nice.
That's what they say.
And this next level is going to be a ton more jumping. It's going to look a lot more like what Rhodey was doing in Enchanted Towers. We're going to be jumping on terrain that we're not supposed to, doing some perfect hovers to get around a lot of that gating that we were seeing in Idle.
Yeah, how many fodder do you have right now?
That's a great question. 5? I think it's 5.
I think it's 5.
Yeah.
That's what I counted, so. Alright, great. So, yeah, I really like this level, actually. So we talked about perfect hovers and in the Glimmer level, but Mads is about to be doing some perfect hovering, and is there wall gliding in this level, or is it just perfect hovering?
One very brief wall glide. It's not even necessary.
So we'll talk about that later, yeah. But here will be a little bit easier to see exactly what she's doing, trying to maximize her height for these jumps, so that you can get around a good portion of the level. So normally here you have to talk to these guys, and they do a little chant and raise paths open for you, and it's very slow. But you can actually use these statues that are part of a minigame, and just actually jump on them and use that to get up here. But this is a really tricky series of jumps, so...
Game slowed down on me there for a second. There we go.
Uh-oh. Alright, one down.
Yeah, we do a little wall glide there.
There we go. Good job there. And then one more really tricky glide over here across this gap. And perfect. Easy.
Yeah, those 2 jumps at the end are actually very tricky. I think they're more like, once you get the hang of them, they're not, but for beginners, I think it trips you up a lot. They're spaced in such a way that, like, you're not in the air long enough to do a hover, so you have to, like, find a way to stay in the air just a little bit longer in a short period of time. So we do a little wiggle there, which I know Rhodey was doing in her runs.
Yeah, but I can explain it again just for people that weren't here for the last run. So in Spyro, you can jump, you can glide, and you can hover, and they're different inputs. But if the hover you can only do if you've been gliding for a certain amount of time. So some jumps we need to hover to get the extra height to get on the platform, but we don't have enough space to actually glide as far as we need, especially when we're trying to maintain our height. So sometimes we'll do this little thing it's called a wiggle, just because that's what we're doing. You just do a little wiggle in the air, and that allows you to sort of get a little bit extra hang time at the height of your jump, so that you'll have enough time to actually be able to hover and get where you need.
Yep. And like every jump is just a little bit idiosyncratic. You gotta kind of just know know how much height you need, how much room you have, and work within that.
Yeah, yeah. Every jump has its own quirks for sure.
It's true. There's like like the skills carry over, but you have to really learn. And yeah, we didn't even talk about what we're doing there. There's these little ghosts that were haunting these statues. We got rid of them all. They look like little ghastlies to me. And we get an orb from the professor when we clear them all out. So we're gonna have to pay money bags now for the first time. We got to give him some gems to learn how to swim. We don't know how to swim, so we have to figure it out.
I do think one nice detail is that the things that you pay money bags to learn in each of these Spyro games, in the next game, he like already knows them, so you don't have to it's a nice touch.
It super is. That's that deep Spyro lore, you know, that we all love so much.
So everybody thank Mads for unlocking that for us, us Spyro 3 runners, because it's very handy.
Okay.
Speaking of which, we're learning how to jump here from Hunter.
Oh yeah, that might be worth learning how to do, because we definitely don't know how to do that already.
I do think this is a very unusual place to put the jump tutorial after like it is necessary to like glide a long distance just to get here.
Yeah, that's a good point. You literally have to glide to get over to this whole area. That's sort of funny. Okay. I wonder how many small children were frustrated by that.
Right. So the next level coming up is going to be a little more wall glide heavy here in Hurricos, if you want to explain wall glides.
Yeah, so another really common trick in Spyro speedrunning is, Spyro Reignited speedrunning especially, is wall gliding. And it's something that you can do more readily on PC than on console. It's just a quirk of running the game. But essentially, if you do a glide and you tap into the wall at a certain angle in some places, the geometry will actually allow you to gain height. So right there, Mads just did a couple of them.
I'm going to wait out the cycle. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. And that essentially allowed her to actually climb up on these platforms just by utilizing the geometry and gliding to gain height.
Yep. It's so those ones, it's a cool trick. It allows to get to a lot of unintended places. This is actually the like very end of a very long the level and a long challenge. And we go straight to the end of it. It allows for cool sequence breaks.
Yeah, one thing about a lot of these levels is that they tend to be sort of a circle, like, so the end of the level will be close to where you start. You just normally have to circle all the way around to it. But that allows a lot of the levels for us to just use tricks to just jump straight to the end, which will be way more obvious here in a level coming up soon.
Yeah.
Also, I love this trick.
Boop.
Yep. Oh, flawless.
I know. It doesn't even look like a shoot. Whatever. I'm not getting that 5. It doesn't even look like a trick when you do that right. That gate disappears when you have the camera in just the right like angle. So you just walk through it. You're supposed to gather, I don't know, little electrical nodes or something to get through there. Yeah, doodads. We say nah. Let's just move the camera. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I forgot it exists.
Yeah, it's just such a funny trick because it's so silly that they just literally turn it off for the camera as opposed to like making it invisible or something. But it's handy for speedrunners, so.
All right. So we're moving through Summer Forest, and we're on to easily the 2 hardest levels in the first hub world, starting with Sunny Beach. A lot of tricks in this one.
Yeah, so Sunny Beach is a level that involves a lot of movement and a lot of tricks in a row and a lot of tight timing. So right here off the bat, Matt's going to be doing some stuff to get around the puzzle. You're normally supposed to be escorting these little turtles, and they take forever to move. Whoa, that was
I
BS.
disagree.
I disagree too. But yeah, but Matt's going to be using some of the geometry in the level to get around those things and taking some unintended pathing.
Yeah, where's the enemy? There's some little bit of enemy placement RNG in this level, like that one. I had to find where that one was located, which took a few seconds, but
yeah.
Okay. So I moved that turtle onto a pad to open this gate. I don't want to wait for this turtle. So we're gonna go out of bounds here. Come on.
She's just gonna not. I'm just gonna go around. Definitely intended.
Yep. Get that.
Nice quick climb there. Yeah, so just like before, she's also taking care to take extra time to kill enemies because they're required to activate this flame power-up, which is used to destroy these crates that you have to have this super flame to destroy, like this one right here. And there are 7 of them on the map that are necessary in order to clear this minigame and get an orb. But they're really spread out on the map, and normally you have to like backtrack a couple times with the flame to be able to like actually get to them in time. But if you time it really well, you can get them all in just about one swoop.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's a new little route thing. I'm not good at it though. Come on, dude. It actually probably took me longer to do that instead of the. We usually swim down there. But
so
small
this is an example
Mm-hmm.
of the turtle slow walking animation that Mads did stuff to get around having to wait on for most of the run. But this one, moving it up here lets us get to the end of the level, but it also allows for one more really fun trick, which again, because we haven't paid money bags to be able to learn climb to get up here, but using this turtle and some fun geometry, Mads can get up here to this mini game before you're supposed to be able to.
Yep. And we save the turtles from becoming turtle soup.
Yes, no turtle soup today.
Is that going in? Are you going in?
No!
It's not actually a time loss, though, because I have to wait for this one to get into position anyways. It's just annoying.
It is super annoying.
While we're waiting on our soup to cook, can I interrupt you for a quick donation?
Yes. Go for a quick one.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. We have $20 from the fantastic host, Abinese, who says, such a great showcase so far and a fantastic cause. Love you all, Lady Arcaders. Thank you so much, Abinese.
Yeah,
thank you.
And in the meantime, Mads has been doing some really swag movement to jump on the platforms up here to get to the last half of this this box destroying minigame.
Yeah, because as you'll notice, as that timer is going, we only have a certain amount of time with that power up, so I have to route in getting to all those crates before I lose the power up and I have to go get it again. Cool. So that was the first half of the 2 hard levels. We're coming up on Aquaria Towers. Just a little bit of kind of fun movement though in the home world before we get there, but you're going to see a really like dramatic use of the wall glide coming up in the next level.
Yes. So yeah, if you remember, like I said earlier, that most of the levels are sort of circular, so the ending is towards the beginning. This level's a bit strange in that normally you're supposed to go through the level and press all these buttons to raise the water level so you can swim to different heights. But using a really dramatic and very hard to execute wall glide, Mads can get straight to the end of the level. But it's a pretty difficult trick because the wall glide is tricky, but also because if you mess it up, you can accidentally just end the level, and it messes up the logic in a very strange way.
You can accidentally fall into the portal that is the exit. So we're going to try not to do that. There's a little trick before that. We're going to jump on some invisible geometry that is in a just ridiculous place. So I'll like pause for a second once I'm on it so you can see.
There's like 1 pixel that is just somewhere for some reason. It's just in the air.
It's literally just a pixel air. So we're going to come over here. Oops, that was it. Ah, come on. Stand on Spyro. Spyro!
You can see her sort of bouncing off of it. There we go. So there's our invisible pixel. Yeah, it's always fun just to show off because it's very funny. Yeah, so she's now going to go ahead and get the talisman for the end of the level, which is going to unlock the portal, but she's going to try and get up here without going in the portal. So I believe this trick is very, very tricky.
Yeah, dang it.
Aww.
That's all right.
That's okay. It's just a time loss. It's fine.
So what we're gonna do then is go back in the level. We're gonna have to do it normally. It has been a long time since I failed that trick. I'm a little disappointed. So we're just gonna go back in and we're gonna talk to Moneybags and have to give him some money, which is the worst part about failing this. Both from a moral standpoint of like anti-capitalism, but also from the standpoint of we're gonna have to collect more gems throughout the throughout the level.
Yeah, but yeah, it is a really hard trick, especially because so not only do you have to get that wall glide, which the reason why it's tricky is because you're not going in like a straight line. The wall sort of curves, and you have to keep that pressure on the wall to keep gaining height, even though the wall is curving. So the actual like window that you have to, you know, to do that glide is pretty tricky. But then you have to hover to land on top of the portal without going inside it. So it's it's tricky.
Yeah, and like you can hover too early, too late. There's a lot of ways that can go wrong.
All right, take your money
Take our
bags.
money. We'll go wave at the sharks.
Hello, sharks. They used to scare the bejesus out of me as a kid.
For real. For real. No, they did me too. I was scared of like everything in this game when I was little, though. I didn't go into the
Honestly?
Yeah, I didn't go into the first boss, Crush, which we're gonna go fight in just a little bit here, for like a year after like playing this game. I played this game for a year before I had the courage to go into Crush's dungeon as a little kid.
Also, I've completely lost track of your fodder.
We're good. I don't need it anymore.
Okay, good.
So the other thing is I'm gonna get these gems. I need to route in some more gems now on the fly because of the Aquaria Towers mix up here. So that's a thing.
But now we have a nice swim.
Yeah, we have a nice swim. There's a lot of kind of adding. I feel like different categories have different amounts of this, but kind of a thing with Spyro is you usually miss gems. And it's faster to just route them in later instead of going back and like stopping and getting the gems you missed. So like being on your toes and kind of keeping track of how many you've missed, how many you need to get, where backup gems are is definitely a acquired Spyro skill.
Yeah, definitely.
May I interrupt for some quick donations?
Absolutely, please.
Because we have $100 from Jason LaRose. Thank you so much. And they say $100 towards getting the host to attempt their best impression of Toad? Or maybe Toad speaking in Gaelic? And I did say I'd do that in chat, so I'll stay true to my word. If we meet the Toad incentive and get to see that Toad bonus level before I'm off host mic, I will try to do a Toad impression in Gaelic, and it'll go horribly.
I look forward to it.
We do have another donation if we have a moment for it.
Yeah, we're going to be starting up the first boss, and it's kind of long, and we can explain it as we go, so go ahead.
Wonderful. We have another $100 from Indy's family. And they say, so proud of this event and everyone behind the scenes and on camera. We've seen just some of what it is taking to put it on, and it's a huge task. Indy, mindy, bo, bindy, fee, fi, fo, findy. Indy! Hope we didn't embarrass you too badly. Less than 3. Shout out to Indy.
Thanks for those 2 amazing donations.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, and on that note, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker has been met. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go learn some Gaelic.
Nice. All right. So this is why we wanted the fodder. So you notice I'm damage abusing here. Usually Crush will attack us 3 times, but if I get hit with the first one, he just stops attacking. The thing is, though, I only have so many hit points. So what I need is every 10th fodder we get an extra life, and extra lives heal us up to full. So I have kind of manipulated it so that I'm going to get the extra life in the middle of this fight to have enough HP to get through damage boosting. There's the extra life. Damage boosting every kind of phase of it. There is a way to manipulate the sheep, just to manipulate more sheep to fall. It requires standing in really, really, really precise locations in the like arena. I always go for it. I went for it here too. I didn't get it. I'd say I get it maybe like 20% of the time. But the thing about it is it's not really faster to do that because all the fodder are in our way anyways, or they're in downtime. Like when those dudes are opening doors and stuff. So you might as well get the fodder. But anyways, that's Crush, and we're on to Crystal Glacier.
Excellent. Hub World 2, engage.
Yes, Autumn Plains. Autumn Plains has my favorite music in all of the Spyro, all of Spyro, I guess. All the games. I love the Autumn Plains music.
Oh, it's good. The vibes in this hub world are just amazing. I also really like this level too. The trick here is very interesting.
Yeah, we have a couple tricks we're gonna be doing actually.
Yeah, so this level is another sort of escorty level. The Spyro 2 really loves these, where you're supposed to be freeing these dudes and from the ice, but using some tried and true perfect hovers. Mads is going to do a torch jump to avoid having to free all these dudes to make a platform for us. And after that, though, there's a more interesting and nuanced trick, which is soul duping. So if you'll remember, we need a certain number of souls in order to activate power-ups. And we need a power-up here in order to get past money bags once again. And so if you essentially get a checkpoint before an enemy's body despawns and then die, when you reload, the enemy will still be there, but it will count the soul. So you can use that to duplicate souls and activate this power earlier than you're supposed to be able to. It looks like you got that flawlessly.
Got it easy. So yeah, you saw I killed them very quickly, got to a checkpoint, went and died. So the enemies are going to respawn, but their souls counted, as Rhodey excellently explained. Here they are, they're here again, and I get to kill them again. And now we have enough souls for the power-up before we have to pay money bags to open the bridge.
Yeah, so, and there's another trick that's going to be involved with this, because what we're going to do, or what Mads is going to do, I keep saying we, I'm not doing anything.
Oh, you're involved.
What Mads is going to do is go and get the Superfly power-up. Now, normally this power-up has an invisible ceiling on it that prevents you from flying outside the sort of bounds of where they want you to do this minigame. But using a very specific input trick, you can actually break through that height cap and use that to get into all kinds of places you're not supposed to be by just by doing like essentially a down and an up input on this at the same time in a very particular way.
Yeah, and then letting go of it at a very precise time. Yeah, the down and the up are on the. I'm gonna like change how I'm holding my controller, right? Because I'm gonna be using the joystick and the D-pad at the same time here. So
yeah, it's a really interesting trick.
But if you do it right, which wasn't that, it doesn't look like you're doing anything. It doesn't look like you're doing anything at all, which is one of the most disappointing things about the trick. It doesn't look cool for how hard it is. There we go.
Perfect. Yeah, it's so essentially how it works is that it's tricking the game. So the game's logic thinks that you're going down because of how it stops you from going up is just to see if you're going up. So if you can trick it to think you're going down when you're actually going up, it won't push you back down. It's neat.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful in breaking this game, even more than it's broken in the any percent category. But that's the only place we're going to use it here, in this category. And now we're on to Skilos.
Your movement has been awesome in general, by the way.
Thank you. We were talking, and I guess I'll tell everyone else that I never got a completed run just because life is busy or whatever, but I started learning Rhodey's game, 3, any percent specifically, and just from practicing that a little, playing a different kind of Spyro game, my movement like got so much better. It's just a matter of like, I don't know what it is. Just doing something else?
Yeah, I don't know.
Same ruts?
It's weird, but it totally is true. I love this level. This is definitely a fan favorite.
Oh, didn't get it.
No?
That was...
I was about to say you're going for it. Okay.
Yeah, inputs are wrong. I was gonna do kind of a short trick there that really only saves like a second, but...
Swag strats.
Yeah, basically. Didn't get it. So now we are gonna just protect these dudes. Hopefully I remember the order. I think it's that one. Yeah, okay, good. And this one. Okay. So we have 2 rounds of this. This is another kind of theme of Spyro 2 is there's these orb challenges that you do one, and then you do another one. It's the same thing, just like a little bit different. So we're gonna do another egg challenge.
You have an interesting story about this.
I do.
This challenge too, don't you?
I guess I do. Yeah, back in like 5th grade, I could not figure this out, how to do this. And another person in my 5th grade class, she had to draw it on a piece of paper and bring it to school for me, a route through how to get these eggs. So that was my first speedrunning. Someone made a route for me and passed around some strats. Because this was the only orb I had left to get. Okay, we're gonna do another long wall glide here. Hopefully I get it first try. Yep, easy peasy.
There we go. And that's another spot where it's easy to see what exactly the wall glide is doing.
Yeah. And that's like, as you can see, it goes straight to the end of the level. You see the circular level design. I'm going to get a few extra gems I don't usually get because I missed gems earlier from Aquaria Towers. And we're out of there. And funny thing is, so Rhodey did Bone Dance or whatever earlier. That level has the same challenge. We have a Bone Dance category for that level too. And there's a lot of cool movement and stuff involved in that.
Interestingly, it feels like it's a little bit further into the run than it is in 3.
You know what? Actually, not really. Just because we both have wrong warps in this game, and we also have. Wait, that's it. Wrong warps. but still, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's enough.
And we don't have to get, because of wrong warps and stuff, we don't have to get any orbs. So we just have to get to the end of every level where you have to go around and get like gems and also eggs. We don't care about any of that stuff.
All right, Scorch.
No, don't talk to me.
Level.
Go away, Greta.
Aw, Greta. No one asked.
Okay, so we have some perfect hovers. We're gonna bonk our head against that explosive to blow up all of these.
Yeah, essentially bonking those with your head instead of, because normally you're supposed to like light them on fire and then they have like a fuse that explodes. But if you just bonk them and take the damage boost, it's way faster.
Go another wall glide to get up here. And again, we see the gating of our levels. We skipped a bunch of it from those first perfect hovers and wall glides, so now we're at the very end. I'm gonna actually get some safety gems, just because marathon safety. And then we're to the end. And we're not gonna get any orbs in this level, but we do have to go to the end of every level to get talismans.
Nice. Pretty clean. That one enemy wasn't nearly as rude as I remember.
Yeah, that with the wall glide. Yeah, I always do it with him in my face, so it's like I don't even really notice him, but I know it's like can feel really like
stressful.
Oppressive and stressful to anyone who's watching. There's a dude with a sword just in my face as I'm jumping. All right, on to Fracture Hills. This is our next one, right around the corner here.
This is my favorite level in like all of Spyro.
Yeah, it is really good. I love the characters and the bagpipes and stuff.
Yes. Now, why are the satyrs Scottish? I don't know, but I love it.
So they play bagpipes. So yeah, get ready to jam to these dudes' bagpipes.
Oh yeah, get those jam emotes.
Cool, there we go. And we're gonna have to go kill enemies again, and also free all of the satyrs from their stone. And eventually, I'm skipping the kind of cutscene, but their music is breaking stone off of this temple, and we have to like go free a fawn from the temple is kind of the talisman challenge here. But another example of gates and stuff, which I find a little bit annoying. We have to like stop so often in these levels, but it's fine. There's still some fun movement in between. So I have a little mini game that I play here with this pig. I try to knock it into this chest, and I think it's lined up. Oh God, I can never do it live in front of people. You can knock that pig into this crate that I'm about to get, and it saves like half a second, but it's more just satisfying to boot the pig across the map.
What did that pig do to you?
It nothing. I'm a greedy dragon that wants some gems. Okay, so that was the last Seder. We're not going to go there. We have some stuff we're going to do first. So we have to kill a couple enemies to get our supercharge power up online. So I'm going to kill these 2 Earth Shapers. And then we're going to go to this other mini game here.
I love that for most of the enemies, they're just like dudes, and then these guys, you always remember what they're called.
Well, they're in 2 levels. That's why I remember. They're in this level and they're in Magma Cone, so I remember the Earth Shapers.
Okay, so this trick is very fun. So this is another escort mission where you're normally supposed to follow this guy who makes a really goofy path and push these guys out of the way. So the Earth Shapers out of the way so that they don't hit him on his path. But for some reason, if you get far enough out of the range of the minigame keeps going, but it like despawns the Earth Shapers or they don't attack him or something. So you can essentially just get the minigame started and then just get out of there, get the talisman, and then by the time you come back, he's finished the minigame. So it makes it way easy, and it's a really annoying minigame to do normally. So.
Yep, and so he delivers the potion, and we get warped right back over here.
Because Hunter was the dum-dum once again.
Yeah, Hunter. The Spyro community has, I was going to say a love-hate relationship with Hunter, but it's mostly a hate relationship with Hunter. Okay, so we're going to do a tricky little jump here. Yeah, hold on. We're going to do that again. I've been having problems with this jump lately. I don't know why.
It's harder than it looks, for sure.
Okay, we're going to take a long path. Okay.
A lot of wiggling.
We made it.
Clean!
Just how we intended it. Normally you have to go along like a really long like racetrack path to free that fawn, but there's multiple kind of ways you can get up there with some tricky jumps. That wasn't necessarily the most direct route I took, but we got there.
Still faster than it would have been to do it normally.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even with screwing up the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, we are cruising through Autumn Plains. The thing about Autumn Plains is it's really long. There's twice as many levels in Autumn Plains as there is in any other of the homeworlds. And you also notice there's the kind of seasonal theme naming: Summer Forest, Autumn Plains, Winter Tundra. It's pretty clear that there was supposed to be a spring theme, but both like those levels got mashed into Autumn Plains for some reason in development, and we have just this really long middle homeworld.
Yeah, I like how they have the sort of themes for the hub worlds.
Yeah.
Because Spyro 3 has sunrise, midday, evening, and midnight as theirs.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Hunter, here he is. We have our first major RNG.
Is anybody hungry for popcorn? I am.
I am. For precisely 10 pieces, please. As fast as possible. So yeah, this is a race to get these little popcorn crystals. 10 of them before Hunter gets 10. I've never lost a Hunter. It's just a matter of doing it fast. But it's pretty heavy RNG and a lot of camera swinging as well, which can be nauseating.
Yeah, because there's so much space that you have to look at that could possibly spawn these randomly. So having to like spin around and check the whole arena is a thing.
Yes.
Okay, but we got it. Or Matt's got it.
We got it. We did it. Go team.
Teamwork. I helped.
So we've been doing wall glides. We're going to do a little bit different kind of a wall glide here. We don't really have a name for it. I call them corner glides. Are there any of these? Yeah, there's one in the run that you just did, right?
Yeah, so this is essentially, you can, just like before, you can wall glide into a wall or a corner and use it to gain height slowly. And Matt is doing it here to go out of bounds and go a much quicker route through the level.
And we skip paying money bags for opening up an elevator.
Yes.
Alright, I'm just going to focus on Party Crashers. This is like the hardest minigame.
Yes, so after committing tax evasion, Mads has to now fly around and grab these lava rocks to shoot these lava penguins with hats.
Yes.
And they are on very particular cycles, so they don't move, thank goodness, but the rocks that Mads has to pick up, they sort of shoot out of the lava in specific places, but their cycles can be off. So there's a very specific route through these that if you miss one, it can be very, very hard to recover from without just doing it casually.
Yeah.
So far so good, I believe.
Yeah.
There's only 3 left. More counting.
More counting. The game helps with that though, which is nice. And then we just have 2 more here, and you hear the countdown going.
Yes.
So we just want to get
because you are on a timer with the flight. Yeah. So that was great.
That was really, really well done. That was great. Pat myself on the back.
Yeah, you should. You should. That was great. So yeah, so that was Party Crasher. It's very tricky to get the cycles right and to figure out where they all are because they're everywhere, and having to go all the way back up to renew your super flight is slow. So that was good.
Okay. Should I give it a try, Rhodey? Should I try to ride the rocket?
I don't know, chat. Should Mads try to ride the rocket? Not knowing anything about what Ride the Rocket is?
So this is an escort mission, and we finally found, and it's very slow, but we finally found a trick somewhat recently to speed this up. There's a rocket that we can ride that we're not supposed to be able to.
Why this has geometry and collision on it,
yeah,
I have no clue.
That's true. I might as well give it a go. This is a thing that I haven't had at all time to try to put into my route, but
yes, but how awesome is it gonna be if you get it?
That's exactly that's what I'm banking on here.
Let's go. Let's go. I believe. Oh, backup gems. Yeah. Oh, that's not backup gems.
Nah,
Yeah, this is just the escort mission.
Gems. Okay, so yeah, we have to escort Shorty the Hippo through this level, and I'm gonna abandon her soon here. Because we're
Bye,
gonna,
Shorty. Good luck.
Yeah, we're gonna try this trick. Okay, we get her moving. Oops, there we go.
Oof.
Okay.
Alright, here's the rocket. Let's ride it.
Ah, I was a little early.
Okay.
That's
It was
okay.
a good attempt, though. But yeah, essentially, if you get that trick, it looks really funny because you're sitting on this rocket, and you do this really weird path, and it takes you to the end of the level.
Yeah. I don't know how much time it saves.
I don't know, but it's so fun to watch. I don't know why I love it so much. Alright, so yeah, this is just an escort mission. So there might be a little bit of time for a message or a donation.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We do have an announcement for y'all. Now that we have officially met our Captain Toad donation incentive, thank you so much. I'm trying desperately to learn me some Gaelic real quick. We are pushing for a new goal that you can put your donations towards, and that will be $500. It's a lot, but I have faith in us. To get the 30-person Royal Rumble in WWE 2K19. Quote from the runner, "This might crash everything." It is apparently based on a classic Battle Royal match, which I'm told is a wrestling thing, and it has traditionally 30 wrestlers, so I could see how that might crash a video game. If you want to see video games crash, and if you know me, I always want to see video games crash, the more creative the better, the more catastrophic the better, then get your money in towards that. We have until the end of the marathon. That'll be our last full showcase of the marathon. So, I believe in y'all.
Thank you so much for that reminder. Yeah, that sounds like it'll be extremely entertaining. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, and I am being quiet to try to aim those rocks. They're very finicky. I missed the first one, actually.
If you talk, the thieves will hear you and run away.
Shh, quiet. I'll sneak up on this one.
Okay, alright, let's sneak.
And actually, I can get these gems here right now. Cool. So
Excellent.
yeah, really what that rocket riding was going to allow us to do is get those thieves earlier.
Yeah, and essentially you just have to catch all of them, and they're normally really hard to catch. You have to run in lots of circles to like gain on them. But if you shoot them with those rocks, you can get them from a distance, and they won't run away.
Yep, and yeah, the last one, it's just you take a good angle on it, a good line towards it. It doesn't turn around fast enough that you can flame it.
Yes, even though this game doesn't have you collecting eggs, you still have to deal with the infuriating nature of egg thieves.
Yeah. Backup gems right there.
And now for
Yeah.
some more orbs, and then everybody's favorite boss.
Oh, no, we got 2 more levels. We got 2 more levels already. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh! What am I doing?
Put that out of your mind. I don't want to think about Gulp yet.
I'm just thinking about Gulp over here. I'm just like, oh, Gulp. What a guy.
In the any percent route, this is basically where Gulp would be, though. So yeah. You're probably
yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking. Yeah, for sure. I'm very familiar with that route. Clearly.
First, we're gonna pay money bags to open this level. We're gonna go into Zephyr. Zephyr has a lot of cool tricks as well.
This is a very stylish looking level.
Yes.
So right off the bat, Mads is going to do a wall glide that takes her out of bounds immediately and skips part of the level. And yeah, and all kinds of other fun geometry.
So there we go. We're out of bounds with that wall glide. We're gonna get back in bounds here. And come on around here. We're gonna do what's called cannonless over here. We're supposed to blow up this like army base thing. Got the bird, nice. That's awesome. Another. That was a bad angle. Go. A little wall glide up there. Yes.
That's a lot of stuff that feels like it shouldn't have geometry in this level does, like this TNT that you're supposed to explode, but you can climb on and still talk to this guy with the TNT in his face. And also
Corporal
the reason
Corporal Glug. He has a name. Sorry.
He is. He's earned that rank.
Yeah.
He deserves the honorific for sure. But also that previous jump is actually only possible because for some reason one of the like tiles on the ground is actually raised in height above the ground, and like by like a tiny fraction. And it allows that jump to be possible. Oh no! Oh no!
So that can happen. You notice I was navigating some invisible geometry there, and I fell off. But we're gonna go back in. Ain't no big thing.
Yeah, it's fine. Problem with invisible geometry is you can't tell where it is to where you're supposed to be walking.
That's the main problem I have with it is it's invisible. The invisible part of it. So we'll just go on back.
You've never had an issue with the geometry part? It's only the invisible bit?
Yeah, I'm okay with geometry. Maybe here. Now I have some visible geometry.
You don't have to count in geometry, so it's fine.
That's true. It's like letters and stuff.
Yeah. And shapes.
Letters and shapes. Okay. So we'll come back around.
We get to still see this cool movement again.
See if I get the birds twice in a row. Nope, just got
Bird.
one. Bird. Yeah, so actually you can see here though that little piece of that little brick that I'm standing on is actually raised a very little bit. Okay, here we go.
Alright, the TNT climb.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty tricky series of wall glides and perfect hovers and knowing exactly where the invisible geometry is. So this is a very tricky level.
There we go. Now we're good. First try.
Yes, first try. If you saw that, no you didn't.
So, rescue Juliet. Well, I guess she's not rescuing her. She's kind of hiding from Romeo. She thinks he's kind of annoying. I think that's the lore there. I haven't listened to that dialogue in probably a decade. Whoops.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So this is actually a paired series of levels. So like the worms and the birds are at war, and so you go to like the worms' homeland and then the birds' homeland. And yeah, so we have Romeo and Juliet.
You get the war from both sides.
Yes,
it's kind of fun.
Very gruesome.
Kind of is. Kind of is. Okay. So we have one more level before the dreaded gulp. Breeze Harbor. But we gotta run along this wall first, and that was another perfect hover. We're not supposed to be able to get up here like this.
Yeah, we get to get one more freebie orb. After a nice stroll. This hub world has a nice glide, a nice stroll, and 2 levels that I definitely remembered existed.
Autumn Plains is long, like I said. It's easy to kind of forget about some of it. And we don't even go to 2 of the levels that are in it. To the Speedway levels.
That's true.
Okay. So now we have the worms. Well, the worms are the bad guys. We're killing the worms instead of the birds. Another pseudo RNG here. Missed. I'll go back and get that. With these mines that I'm hitting, yes, and I got it lined up perfectly.
Nice. It's the cycles are very weird and just they're very hard to hit.
There we go.
Alright, so this is some more tricky movement that just allows Mads to skip a good portion of the level, as, you know, y'all are probably familiar with by now. You can jump on those windowsills and use that to get some height to get on this platform that Mads is not supposed to be able to get up to right now. There's a couple different ways to do it, and they're both really hard, in my opinion. I tried to do it once and was just like, no.
Man.
Oh no! It's a very narrow,
Okay. We'll get this. We'll get this. We'll get
And that's
this.
another example of how you have to be able to glide long enough to be able to hover. The reason why instead of hovering like immediately after she jumps is because you have to glide a little bit, or else
there we go.
Or else Spyro just falls. Yeah, nice.
Probably would have been better off actually going to the other windowsill. That windowsill, we do the one I just did in any percent, and I haven't run any percent in like a year, so I kind of don't have the muscle memory for that side. Okay. Now we're gonna jump out over the void. And fall into the void. All right, we're gonna go back there.
The problem with jumping over to the void is that you fall into it sometimes.
So.
Yeah, more tricky, weird geometry. Also, one thing you might have noticed is that, so when Mads was up on that like rail up there, you can see those like cogs. In the OG version of the game, you can actually collect them when you're not on the mine cart, which is how you're supposed to do this mini game. That's another fan favorite mini game.
Trouble at the trolley,
Fine. Yeah, trouble with the trolley. Exactly. But for some reason in Reignited, you can't collect them off the trolley, which is sad.
There we go.
Okay. Phew. First try.
Man, it's just wild how I did Breeze Harbor and Zephyr perfectly on the first try.
Right? Absolutely flawless, flawless pair of levels. Yeah, see, I agree with chat. Voids need love too every now and again. Now and again. It's just gotta remind you that it's there. If you forget, this is what happens.
I don't fear it enough if I don't fall into it every now and then.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll just clean up the last mines here. Maybe that was
Jeff
too
faces
early.
for some reason.
There we go.
And easy peasy.
Cool.
Those are so frustrating. Like, if you get really off on the cycles, it can be like just ridiculously hard to get them.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm gonna head back to Summer Forest. We now have climb, so I can clean up a couple other gems, or not gems, orbs. So we're gonna go here, and then it's time. And it's time, Rhodey.
It's time. What's it time for?
It's gulp o'clock.
Gulp o'clock. So yeah, Gulp is a very interesting boss, and it's one that is sort of notorious in the OG game because of this really difficult skip that it takes to get into Gulp in any percent. But in this game, he's essentially just a very unpredictable RNG-driven boss that sometimes just goofy physics stuff happens to make you feel pain.
Yeah, there's the RNG element, and there's also there's some. We actually have a new trick in Gulp. triple hits. But even getting double hits is RNG. So there's that, and on top of that, there's it just doesn't work right. A good percentage of the time, the mechanics just don't work. So
Yeah,
you're contending with a lot. Yeah.
sometimes, like, if you play it perfectly, it still just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe in you, though.
Yeah, I believe in me too. I don't know if I believe in Gulp. Here we go. So what we're gonna be trying to do is, I'm just gonna be going for double hits unless a triple hit opportunity like is just right there on a platter. Which means the first 3 phases of this fight are scripted. He's gonna these pterodactyls that are gonna be coming into the arena are gonna be dropping eggs, and in them the first time is barrels. So I'm just gonna grab the first barrel and do damage with it.
And if you get dizzy, might want to look away because there'll be a whole lot of like running in circles very fast around Gulp to manipulate him to just spin into place like this. So,
So now we have bombs that will be coming out of these eggs. There's one I'm actually just gonna wait until this time around. That's fine. There we go. Okay.
I'm so glad that hit him.
Yeah, and now you're gonna see rockets, and rockets are the key to double hits. So you'll see how it kind of works conceptually on this one because it's scripted. I'm gonna get a rocket and we put it in our mouth, like this. Where's that other one? There it is. So I hit him and I grab another one in my mouth right away, and I can hit him right away. So we're looking for the RNG to get rockets. We can get double hits with a combination of any of the 3 plus a rocket. It just works a little bit differently in all 3 of them. You have to do it differently. But we're gonna be hoping for some good RNG. So there's a bomb. We don't want to see bombs. And if it takes too long, I will just kind of, yeah, there's a barrel. I'll wait for one more egg, and then I'm just gonna hit him.
Yeah, and sometimes the pterodactyls will just get like stuck in the rafters also,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Oh, there's another egg though. Oh, darn.
Yeah, it didn't matter. None of
yeah,
those were
that that was a lot. Womp womp.
It's okay.
Next time.
It is still possible to get double hits, I should say, off of any of those if you time things absolutely perfectly. But yeah, here we go, got one. Because, yep, I did it. Oh no, I didn't get it. The eggs don't like get removed from the board if you hit him like right as they're hatching, but it's pretty precise. Okay, there we go. He can also eat your fodder and get health back. So if there's fodder on the board, make sure you get that. Okay, so hopefully just 2 more phases and we're out of here. Barrel.
Yes. Classic Gulp.
Barrel. Okay, we're just gonna hit him with one.
In my opinion, just from like watching, this is always like the most stressful part of a run. Getting here on like PB pace and then
My goodness. And then he dodges everything on me here. There we go. Yeah, like this, there's a couple things I've played a little bit poorly, but like this is also really bad RNG.
Yeah, good gulps are rare.
I'm just
like,
gonna...
okay
yeah.
gulps are like awesome.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. There's 1 hit. There's 2 hits. We are out of gulp.
Goodbye, gulp word.
Everyone clap.
Gulpamy? Yes. Bye bye, gulp. Whew! I'm like sweating and it wasn't even me doing it.
This is one of the things where I say like, oh yeah, this is kind of a fun category. There's a lot of tricks, you know, there's a decent amount of movement, and I like block gulp out in my mind. Like I just pretend it doesn't exist. I have like amnesia about gulp. Because I don't need that kind of don't need that weighing on me.
That's the best way. If you don't worry about gulp, then you remember how good the run is. Alright, so this is another really cool long wall glide that shows how useful this is in this run. Because this is essentially allowing Mads to skip a bunch of stuff and do these levels in an order that essentially means that she has to get a lot less gems, and in short.
Yeah, we have to pay Moneybags 1,000 gems. But we need to pay that 1,000 gems to access this level and another one. Doing that wall glide skips that gate, so we have the we essentially use these 2 levels to get those gems, right? Which then means we don't have to get a lot of gems in other levels, which is faster because we'd be getting these gems anyways. Like we're here. So yeah, Robotica Farms. We're gonna have. We don't have the power-up that we normally are supposed to like have to get access here. That's what we would purchase for Moneybags. So I need to find ways to kill enemies that I would need that power-up for. So that enemy I just charged, I didn't kill him because I don't have the right power-up. So kind of the trick in this is routing in enough enemies to get enough souls. If I explained that well, I'm not sure.
I think so, yeah. It's essentially just some really interesting soul routing,
Yeah.
which we've seen some of before, just based on, just doing the power-ups. Also, some of these bugs just do really weird stuff. They'll just like stay up in the air. Yeah, this guy's a jerk.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, great.
Yeah, manipulated him all right. That's the one that's the most difficult. Just like that one. Do a long glide for. Use this teeter-totter to lure him over here. We got it.
Nice.
One.
Yeah, that one's another one which is sometimes decides he just doesn't want to die today.
And you'll notice this is the end of the level, but we're not getting talismans anymore. We're getting orbs. Talismans are done. We don't need them anymore. We're just getting orbs and gems.
Now this is a very appropriate minigame for the season.
Some nice Halloween minigame with our pumpkins.
Spooky pumpkins.
Our pumpkins with the metal-plated jack-o'-lantern faces on them.
I love that, you know, this robot guy was able to go up and put those metal plates on the pumpkins, but he wasn't able to get rid of the pumpkins.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they grow that way, because this is Robotica Farms, right?
True.
Like, maybe robots eat robot pumpkins.
That makes some amount of sense to me.
Gosh, the chat. Yes, we are, in fact, smashing pumpkins. Despite all his rage.
Still just a
Spyro.
dragon and a... Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think of it because I don't know. Don't get a good pun there.
Yes. Okay,
Despite
now
all
let's
the
concuss
Ripto's
him.
rage. There's something there. There's something there. We gotta workshop this.
So, yeah, so that's one of 2 times that we're going to be seeing Spyro repeatedly concuss himself. It's some fun movement for certain types of,
Yeah, hold on.
certain types of stairs.
Yeah. There we go.
This area is needlessly confusing.
So I always tell myself I'm gonna turn on my minimap, and then I always forget, so I can navigate there. Okay, we got through.
Yeah, so now Mads is going to quit and reload, and that's just going to save her a little bit of time because it's going to put her where she wants to be, closer to where she needs to be in the hub world, rather than having to just run up a set of stairs and waste time. And yeah, just a couple more levels to go. We're nearing the end here.
Yeah, this one is casually. It's really long. We're gonna not be here very long though. We're just gonna get in and out, get one orb. With some tricky jumping off of geometry that we're not supposed to stand on.
Yeah, this level's really interesting casually because it has you following like this giant chain of like clues and weird objects you have to collect.
Yeah, it's a big trading sequence.
Yeah, it's I think it's sort of meant to be like what's that sort of like anecdote about like trading a handful of sand for a Ferrari or whatever. But anyway, you know, we don't care. We're just getting the orb.
Yeah. Yep, we just jump around on some geometry we're not supposed to stand on. And we're out of there.
Excellent.
And on to Cloud Temples. Cloud Temples, it has a handful of cool tricks. I feel like I say that about like every level that we come up on.
Yeah, this whole category is full of cool tricks. It's so interesting too how like some of the more stylish tricks are some of the more easy ones to do. Like, and then some of the harder tricks are the ones that don't even look like you're doing tricks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm way over gemmed, but that's alright. I got more than I needed to for safety. Oh, first trick we're gonna do one right off the bat here, and I'm just gonna kind of be quiet.
Yeah, it's time for some Spyro parkour. I hope you're ready. Chat. Let's go!
Easy. Yeah, we're supposed to kill that like warlock, and that will make those spinning things into just a path for us, but if you're good, you can just jump on them. Out in the void.
I really like that trick too. Again, it just looks so fun. Because I definitely would not expect it to let you jump off of that platform like that.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, this is another really interesting one.
Okay, so we're gonna start the mini game here. Agent 0 is going. I'm gonna kill that guy. Wait for that person to come up here. So that I slid into the warp zone like for this cutscene here. So it brings me up here. The mini game is still going on that I started. I'm gonna come up here, kill that guy. And as this wizard gives me the orb, I failed that other mini game that I was doing. So it warps me back down here, and I can start the mini game again. So it cuts down on a ton of movement by like warping around. Oh, am I good on gems? Yeah, anyways, a ton of movement warping me around, and not like having to go back and forth. I really like that sequence, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. And now we get to play hide and seek.
Yeah, we just have to stay behind Agent 0 here. And we're at our 1,000 gems. Like I said, I'm over gemmed here. Ideally, we get to the end of this and we're at exactly at 1,000, but I'm gonna be a little over.
I mean, it's still pretty good that you're able to like, you know, bring in enough on the fly, considering you had to pay Moneybags an extra 100 than normal. So
true.
Nice work.
I did skip some in this level because I saw what I was at, but still, I think that's pretty all right. Being I would have been at like 120 something if I got those. And there we go.
Nice. Okay, so what's that? One more level, and then the final boss, right?
Yeah. Metropolis and then Ripto.
Yay, Ripto. I mean, boo, Ripto.
Boo, Ripto. So finally, we have to give Moneybags a whopping 1,000 gems to get our last power up here, which is the Head Bash.
Yeah, and I think the only reason you actually need the Head Bash is because you need it to go through Metropolis, right?
Yeah, and that orb right there. So there you go, you see us opening the gates into the castle. That's what that...
Where we've definitely never been before.
Yeah, that's what that wall glide earlier allowed us to circumvent. But yeah, we need Head Bash to navigate Metropolis here. Haven't found a way to break out of Metropolis and avoid this yet. And Metropolis has a lot of fast orbs, so kind of necessary to get the Head Bash. We're gonna do fast head bashes. Y'all won't even know what a slow head bash looks like because I'm not gonna do one. But I'm doing some kind of quick inputs to speed up that animation.
This is such an interestingly themed level.
Yeah.
Like it keeps me up at night wondering why this bull is here and why he's throwing bombs at us.
I am like 80% sure if I talk to that NPC that I glid past, he will have some explanation, but I will never investigate.
Yes, that takes away the joy of the the puzzle. I guess, I don't know.
Okay, so there's one of our orbs.
With his little robo comb over.
And then we just have a little more going past these barnyard animals to get to the final kind of aerial challenge in this level.
Yes, it's interesting how random things carry over between the Spyro games, like the UFO hunting and the Ghastlies and the Bone Dance mini game. It's neat. I don't know. I wonder if it's, you know, a side effect of sort of how quickly they made the first 3 games, that they were just like, what can we reuse?
100%. Okay. Whoa!
Alright.
I accidentally landed. Okay.
Yeah, so these UFOs are on a set cycle.
That is called a save.
But that was really good save.
That is actually just as fast as it would have been. I got that one in the cycle right where I usually get it. Cool.
Maybe that's even faster.
I think it might be. Okay. This one I won't.
New tech. Yeah, so these UFOs are in a set cycle, so if you know where they're going to be, it's not too hard to aim at them and get them, but it can also be sort of hard to aim Spyro's fireball because, like, whenever you shoot, like, if you stop inputting up, he'll, like, flatten out, and it can make aiming them really tricky unless you're on, like, the exact same plane, but Mads did a really good job of hitting all the UFOs anyway.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're on to the final boss, Ripto. And this is one of the reasons why I said we have a hate-hate relationship with Hunter. A lot of this fight is going to be down to the RNG of what Hunter drops for us as far as power-up orbs. So we're going to bang Spyro's head against the stairs one last time. Talk to Alora for the second time only. And we're on to the last fight.
I love that stair climb so much.
It's
also a little bit harder to do than it looks. Essentially, it's just a way to climb up the stairs faster by, like, interrupting animations and stuff. So
yeah, it's just rhythmic once you have the rhythm.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to explain how the mechanics of this work?
Yeah, so essentially Hunter, who's flying around up above with his bat wings, is going to be dropping 3 different colors of orbs. And so Spyro is essentially racing Ripto to get to these orbs. There's 3 different colors, but the only one that matters is the 3rd one that you pick up, because the 3rd one that you pick up determines what type of power-up you get. And it looks like, did you accidentally grab that one?
Yes, I accidentally grabbed it.
No. So
it was off screen.
That's unfortunate. So yeah, so the red orbs give you a super flame, the blue orbs give you a super charge, and the green orbs give you like a lob shot. The green one, the other 2 are the ones you want because they're much faster and easier to aim. With the others, if you get lucky and if you line it up well, you can 2-cycle Ripto, but that was just really bad luck that Hunter decided to sabotage you right there.
Yeah,
and,
you saw how much damage I did with the blue, right? I only hit him twice with the green, and that is not uncommon. It's very hard to hit with the... Where is this? Yeah, I'm not getting to that red one in time.
Oh,
might as well wait.
Yeah, the Hunter was completely sabotaging you there because he just dropped it right on your head. And...
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Alright, and now the second phase is basically the same but easier. And because any flavor of what are they, gumdrops? Yes, we'll take any flavor. Because mainly just because Ripto in the second phase is way easier to hit because he's on this giant mecha gulp.
Yeah. He also come on, Hunter, don't do this to me. You can yoink him like that from him. Yeah, even if he gets to one of the orbs first, it's not too hard just to yoink. Yoink is such a good word. I don't think I can. We'll try it. Still kind of. Yeah. So nice. I got over 50% on with the blue one, so I was able to get there fast enough. And okay, we're on to the final phase, and time is going to be coming up at the end of this. It's kind of an aerial showdown. I can do a little bit of manipulating his movements, so I'm going to be trying to do that. He always starts going to the right here, so I kind of aim at a specific spot to get the first bit of damage. I hit him twice there. Got 3 hits.
And time is going to be the moment that her last fireball hits Ripto. Right? Is that right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
true, right? Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Sorry, I was focusing on shooting
focus,
Ripto.
focus. Alright, he can be a butthead during this phase and do weird stuff. Ideally,
like
what
that,
you want to do to manipulate him to do is to not do this one movement where he will like loop around and fly behind this castle.
And we'll be right now.
Yay, time! GG! That was actually a pretty good phase 3. Like,
yeah, phase 2 and 3 were good. Yeah, and actually, like the run itself, it was a little slow. But it was kind of because there was 2 major kind of tricks that I messed up, which I'm happy with that. Like, my movement was good. It was just kind of tricks that went bad. But yeah, that was fun. So that's a lot of Spyro Reignited between the 2 of us. I hope you all enjoyed. Do you all have anything to shout out or say before we log off, sign off?
no, just thanks again for having me on. Yeah, even though there were some mistakes, it was still a really great run, still really fun to watch, and I was happy to be here to help give commentary.
Yeah, this is a fun event. Thanks for having me, and stick around, y'all. There's a ton of fun runs coming up, and also check out Spyro Reignited. It's really kind of beginner friendly and a kind of flashy game, I think. So, yeah, that's all I have. Have a great day, everyone.
Wait, before we go,
Yeah.
I do need to know if people want to see more from you, Mads. Where can we find you?
Oh yeah. So I will probably be streaming again more soon. I just moved and I kind of took a break with all the hecticness. But yeah, just my name posted here at MadzBrutal on Twitch. Or on any other social media. That's what I am, including Twitter. So yeah, check me out, say hi if you want to learn this game, or I'll be running Hades later today. Another really cool game. Want to ask any questions about how to run it or anything? Shoot me a message.
Thank you so much. And Roadkill, I know we heard from you, but give us one more time. Where can we find you if we need to?
Absolutely, you can find me at RoadkillRevenge on Twitch. I play a few different Spyro categories and some other indie games that I love, speedrun. And yeah, just like Matt says, if you're interested in running this game or any other game that we've talked about, feel free to ask. We're friendly.
Yeah.
Thank you, both of you, for being on with us today. And thank you for this amazing Spyro showcase. We got to have our own Spyro Reignited block, and I feel like I learned a lot and saw a lot of cute dragon. So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
No
a lot
problem.
of good tricks, too. So we will be taking a quick break before we come back with our next upcoming run, which is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. But first, I made a promise, and I'm going to keep my promise. So, I'm really sorry to anyone who speaks Gaelic. And we're gonna hope that Discord doesn't think that my voice is not a voice. But here is Toad in Irish Gaelic, I think. Dear Glitch! Toad is in doom! Thank you.
Perfect. No notes.
Thank you, everyone, so much, and we will be right back with more Lady Arcader's Super Showcase. Hello everyone. You are watching Lady Arcader's Super Showcase. This is our first full event, and it has been going swimmingly so far. Thank you everyone for joining us. We will have just a quick moment where we're gonna do some magical tech turnover. So the stream may do a little flicker, but it'll be back very shortly. Please, nobody panic. Nobody panic. If you start panicking, I start panicking, and then we have a problem. So no one panic, and we'll be back oh so soon. Thank you, everyone.